My friend broke up with his girlfriend. It was epic. I attended an engagement party on Thursday last week for an old friend Brian I had not seen in about 6 years. Brian 37M, my best friend Ben 38M and I 37M were pretty close back in the day, but I'd fallen out of touch with Brian since moving away years ago for work. I still heard about him from Ben, as he and Ben still caught up from time to time as they live in the same city. I happened to be in their city for work last week and he invited me along to his party through Ben. I was happy to go and catch up. At this point I thought it was just a regular party. Turns out it was a secret engagement party for him and Mary Thirdish, where he was going to propose in front of family and friends. I gathered it was a pretty open secret, however everybody invited knew what the deal was, including Mary. It was in a hall Brian had hired for the night and had fully catered. There was a projector up showing pictures of them doing stuff together, music playing, everyone is having a great time. There was heaps of people there, their families, friends, co-workers, it was a big party. I caught up with Brian, and he was looking great, better than I remember, but clearly pretty nervous. I told him I heard congratulations were in order and to loosen up, everything would be fine. He gave me a huge, almost manic grin and said, "We'll see." That should have been my first clue something was up. Eventually he goes and stands at the rear of the hall and says he has an announcement. Mary is there and the music and pictures change to a slideshow of them on holidays, at breakfast, lunches, the beach, all that sappy stuff. Mary, the last 3 years have been some of the best I've had in a long time. He pauses to watch the screen and it goes black. Would you make me the happiest man in the world and get the fuck out of my house? He opens the ring box, thrusts it at her and walks straight out of the building. Behind her, the screen is just a slideshow of Mary banging some dude in, presumably, Brian in her bedroom. Each picture with black bars tastefully edited to cover crotches and breasts. Then some pictures of her banging someone on their couch, and in the kitchen the one camera caught both areas. Then her getting tag-teamed by the same guy and another dude on the bed. Absolute pandemonium. Mary is almost immediately a mess of tears. A woman shrieks at the back and starts slapping the ever-loving shit out of some guy. Mary's dad is going to commit murder, but he doesn't know of who yet. Someone laughs. I'm genuinely pretty good in a crisis, but my jaw was on the floor. The pictures. Coming. My guess is 1 second until someone thought to pull the plug on the projector. Mary runs out, followed by some friends and her mother. I went looking for Brian and Ben. They were in a parking lot, Brian with a beer. Here's what happened, as relayed to me by Brian. 4 months ago, he went home early with gastro. Came home to that classic cliche of hearing his girlfriend obviously banging someone upstairs. Instead of running up and confronting them, he just quietly left and spent the day and night at his parents' place in their guest flat. Told no one. Explained it as just being sick, trying to isolate. He returned home 2 days later. He had been planning to propose on the anniversary of their first date, which is mid-June. He decided right then instead to break her heart on that day. He bought some cameras, placed them in their bedroom, overlooking the lounge/part of the kitchen and the spare bedroom. He had also prepared several getaways and couple-type things in the months leading up to the proposal, specifically so they'd have pictures of them together for the engagement. He did not change these plans, and instead played the role of good partner. For 4 months. Meanwhile gathering these pictures. And there were a LOT. His estimate was she was getting railed by one or both of these guys, at least 3 times a week, and that was just in their home. He says it was 80% one guy, Bob from her work, 15% the unknown guy, and 5% the two together. I asked if he was sleeping with her too, and he said yeah. At first he said he was hate fucking her, but after a while he just didn't care anymore. Figured if she was getting passed around so easily, he may as well get something out of it too. And after a couple of months of that, he was over it, so he abandoned his original plan and threw this party together within a week, just to get it over with and her out of his life. Bob was at the party, with his wife, which explains the random dude getting his ass kicked up the back. We still have no idea who the mystery other guy was. Mary and Bob work together for a well-known food company in Australia. Bob is a manager, Mary works in HR. We suspect they might get fired. Brian seems remarkably okay. He has movers coming for Mary's stuff tomorrow, and he's gifting her the couch, their bed and dining table. For obvious reasons. Apparently the guest bed remains pure. Mary has been staying with her parents, we think. The ring box was supposed to be empty, but Brian says he tore a napkin corner off and wrote "fuck you" on it and put it in there that night before the whole thing went down. If I'm honest, I was blown away at the time. It's the most ridiculously dramatic thing I've ever had the honor of being present for, but now, 3 days later, I do think he went too far. The pictures of her family being present all too much. I almost feel sorry for her. But damn if I won't remember this the rest of my life.